Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever found yourself waking up and feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders? You're exhausted, drained, and the thought of facing another day seems unbearable. Does it feel like no matter how hard you try, nothing ever seems to get better? You try to push through the day, but every step feels like an uphill battle, and the emotional weight keeps getting heavier. Have you ever wondered why, despite everything on the outside looking fine, there's this nagging feeling of emptiness inside? You can't pinpoint what's wrong, but something just feels off. Is it really depression, or is it just a phase? You might ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What am I missing? How can I break free from this? If any of these questions resonate with you, you're not alone. Depression can affect anyone, and it's something that many people struggle with in silence. But the truth is, you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to feel trapped in your own mind. It's okay to feel this way, but it's also okay to do something about it. There's a way out. Now, I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and I want you to reflect on them for a moment. What would it feel like to finally take control of your mental and emotional well-being? What would it be like to wake up tomorrow and feel lighter, more hopeful, and more confident? What if you could take small, simple steps to lift the weight of depression piece by piece? And what if right now you could learn the key things that can actually help you move forward and break free from the cycle of sadness and negativity? Today I want to share something important with you. If you're feeling depressed, there are things you can do. You don't have to stay stuck. There is hope, and there is action you can take to improve your emotional state and begin your journey toward healing. In this speech, I'll walk you through powerful strategies that can help you cope with depression. We'll talk about things you can do today, right now, to start shifting your mindset, breaking the patterns of negative thinking, and regaining control over your life. These steps aren't magic, but they are proven to work. And if you take them seriously, they'll give you the tools you need to make progress, no matter how heavy things may feel right now. So, if you're ready to take action, to challenge the lies depression tells you, and to step into a brighter, more empowered future, then this video is for you. The first step is acknowledging where you are, and you've already done that. Now, it's time to make the shift. Let's dive in, and together, we'll explore the powerful actions you can take to start feeling better, one step at a time. Are you ready to take that first step? Let's begin. Not to give up, not to surrender, but to reset. To take one deep breath and remind yourself that you are still here, and that alone is proof of your strength. The world moves so fast that we forget we're allowed to stop. We're allowed to take a moment to breathe, to cry, to feel, to heal. Society teaches us to hustle, to keep pushing no matter what. But what if the bravest thing you can do today is to stop and simply be? Close your eyes for a second. Breathe in deeply. Hold it. Now let it go slowly. You just gave yourself life. That breath wasn't meaningless. It was proof that you're alive. It was a whisper from your soul saying, I'm still fighting. You may feel numb. You may feel overwhelmed. Maybe you're tired of pretending to be okay. Maybe the silence around you feels louder than any words could be. Depression is not just sadness. It's a heaviness, a fog that dims the colors of life, that tells you lies like, you're not enough, or you'll never feel joy again. But let me tell you something very important. Depression is a liar. It wants you to believe you're alone. It wants you to believe there's no hope. But right now, in this very moment, someone out there is listening to this video feeling just like you. And now you both know you're not alone. If you're feeling depressed, don't hide it. Don't bottle it up and pretend it doesn't exist. Talk to someone, whether it's a friend, a counselor, a hotline, or even a stranger online. Talking saves lives. Speaking light into your darkness doesn't make you weak, it makes you brave. And if no one has told you this today, let me be the one. You matter. You are valuable, and you are not broken beyond repair. This pain you're feeling, it's not the end. It's part of your transformation. Sometimes the strongest souls are the ones who had to battle through the deepest pain. Your depression doesn't define you. It reveals the depths of your humanity, the resilience within you, and the truth that even on your worst day, you're still fighting. So if you're feeling depressed today, do this. Pause. Breathe. Feel. Speak. Live. You've made it this far, and I promise, there's more waiting for you on the other side of this darkness. Hope doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's just a whisper saying, try again tomorrow. And that whisper, my friend, is more than enough. Get honest with yourself, not on social media, not for others, but in the quiet space where no one is watching and no one is judging. Just you being real with your own heart. Depression thrives in silence, in secrecy, in pretending everything's okay when it's not. But the moment you decide to face your truth is the moment you start to take your power back. Be honest. What are you carrying that's too heavy for your soul? What pain have you buried so deep that you've convinced yourself it doesn't exist, yet it weighs you down every single day? You see, healing begins with truth, and that truth might be messy. It might hurt. It might bring tears to your eyes, but that's okay. Tears are not weakness. They're release. They're cleansing. They're your body letting go of the pressure you've been holding inside for far too long. Sometimes depression comes from something that happened to us. Loss, heartbreak, trauma, or constant disappointment. Other times it sneaks in quietly through exhaustion, isolation, or years of feeling like you're not enough. But no matter how it got here, you have the power to face it, to talk about it, to process it, to heal from it. Today, I want you to look in the mirror, not just to check your reflection, but to really see yourself. Look past the tired eyes, look past the sadness, look past the weight you've been carrying, and see the person underneath it all, the fighter, the dreamer, the one who hasn't given up yet. Say this out loud: I am not my pain. I am not my mistakes. I am not my depression. I am a human being worthy of love, healing, and peace. You might not believe it yet, and that's okay. Say it anyway. Sometimes your mind needs to hear your heart speak, and over time, those words become your truth. If you're feeling depressed, do this. Start journaling. Write out your pain, your thoughts, your fears, even if they're ugly. Put them on paper so they stop circling in your mind. Give them space to leave you. Write about what hurts. Write about what you hope for. Write about what you're afraid to say out loud. That journal isn't just paper. It's a roadmap to your healing. Let go of the shame. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not broken. You are someone who has survived 100% of your worst days, and you're still here. That means there's more strength in you than you've even realized. Be honest with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And above all, don't give up on yourself, because you're not finished yet. You're just getting started. Move your body, even just a little. I know when you're deep in it, when the weight of sadness feels like it's chained to your chest, even getting out of bed can feel like climbing a mountain. But listen closely. Your body is not your enemy. It's your ally. It holds the key to shifting your energy and releasing the emotional tension trapped inside of you. Depression often keeps us still, physically, mentally, emotionally. It convinces us to stay under the covers, to avoid the world, to isolate. But the body was never meant to stay in that state. You were designed to move, to stretch, to breathe life back into your bones. No, you don't have to go to the gym or run 5 miles. That's not what this is about. This is about taking one small action. Today, stretch your arms above your head. Take a walk outside, even if it's just to the mailbox. Dance to your favorite song, even if it's with tears in your eyes. Feel the ground beneath your feet and remind yourself, I'm still alive. Motion creates emotion. When you move your body, you awaken something inside of you that depression tries to shut down. Hope. Even the smallest movements are victories when you're healing. Think about this. Your body holds memories. Painful ones, yes, but also powerful ones. Times when you laughed uncontrollably. Times when you hugged someone tightly. Times when you felt alive and free. Those memories are still in there, and movement can help you reconnect with them. Your body remembers how to feel joy. It just needs the invitation to feel it again. When you're feeling low, your body becomes a tool for expression. Punch a pillow. Go for a brisk walk. Do yoga. Shake. Jump. Do anything that helps you release what your heart can't say. Because sometimes the healing isn't in the words, it's in the movement. And here's the truth. You may not feel better instantly, but that's not the point. The point is that you showed up, that you made the effort, that you gave your body the signal that you're not giving up. That small walk you take today, it's not meaningless. That stretch you do by your bedside, it matters. That moment when you choose to stand when everything tells you to stay down, that's power. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Move. Move toward your healing. Move toward your light. Move, not because everything is okay, but because you are choosing to believe that one day it will be. You are not stuck. You are not frozen. You are capable of change. One breath, one step, one movement at a time. Reconnect with the present moment. Depression often pulls us backward into the past, into regrets, into loss, into the what-ifs and if-onlys. Or it throws us forward into the future, into fear, into uncertainty, into the anxiety of what will happen next. But healing doesn't exist in the past or future. It lives in the now. And the present moment is your sanctuary, your anchor, your way out of the storm. So how do you return to the present when your mind is racing and your heart is heavy? You begin with awareness. Right now, feel the air entering your lungs. Feel your chest rise and fall. Notice the texture of the chair beneath you. Listen to the sounds around you. Look at one object in the room and describe it in your mind. Its color, its shape, its detail. These aren't small things. These are grounding tools. And they are powerful weapons against the grip of depression. Sometimes depression clouds our ability to feel anything at all. It creates numbness. So your job isn't to feel happy right away. Your job is to feel real, to bring yourself out of the fog, one moment at a time. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. And when you learn to step outside of them, even just for a few seconds, you begin to loosen depression's grip. Try this today. Go outside. Stand in the sun. Let the light hit your skin. Close your eyes. Feel the warmth. Listen to the birds. The wind, the world continuing to move. Let yourself be reminded that life still exists around you. And more importantly, within you. Nature is a quiet healer, and often, the present moment speaks through the simplest things. The smell of rain, the way your dog wags its tail, the taste of your favorite food, the sound of your favorite song. Let those things remind you that life is still happening and you're still part of it. And if your mind keeps drifting back to pain, that's okay. Gently bring it back, over and over again. That's what mindfulness is. It's not about perfection, it's about practice. If you're feeling depressed, do this. Return to the now. You may not be able to change what happened yesterday. You may not know what tomorrow will bring. But right now, this second, you have power. Power to breathe. Power to choose. Power to be kind to yourself, even just a little. Don't underestimate the power of small present moments. They are the building blocks of peace. And from that peace, healing begins. So come back to the present. This moment is waiting to hold you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be here. Talk to someone. Don't isolate yourself. When you're depressed, your mind plays tricks on you. It tells you no one understands, that no one cares, that you're a burden, a problem, a weight too heavy for others to carry. And slowly that lie becomes your reality. So you withdraw, you stop texting back, you cancel plans, you sit in silence, waiting for the pain to pass. But the truth is this, you were never meant to go through this alone. We live in a world full of people, but loneliness is at an all-time high. Why? Because we're scared to be seen, scared to admit we're struggling, scared to say, I'm not okay. But those words, those 3 words, could be the start of your breakthrough. You don't need to tell the world, but tell someone, a friend, a sibling, a therapist, a mentor, someone you trust, someone who listens without judgment, someone who sees you for more than your sadness. And if you feel like no one is there for you, remember this. Sometimes you have to take the first step. You have to make the call. You have to send the message. Hey, I'm not doing well. Can we talk? Takes courage, but that courage could save your life. Depression isolates, but connection heals. And I'm not talking about surface-level small talk. I'm talking about real human connection. The kind that says, you're not alone. The kind that reminds you that someone cares enough to sit with you in your pain, even if they can't fix it. Sometimes all it takes is one honest conversation to remind you that you're seen, that your life matters, that your presence is important. Your thoughts may tell you no one notices you, but I promise, someone does. And if they don't yet, you'll find the ones who will. Keep reaching, keep speaking, keep showing up. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Depression makes you feel like you have to do it all on your own, but that's a lie. Strong people ask for help. Wise people know when they need support. And brave people speak their truth even when their voice shakes. You are not weak for needing someone. You are human. If you're feeling depressed, do this. Open the door. Let someone in. Even just a little. Sometimes healing doesn't begin with a solution. Sometimes it starts with a conversation. You don't have to carry this alone anymore. Say the words, make the call, reach out because your story matters. And someone is waiting to hear it. Feed your soul with what nourishes you. When depression hits, it doesn't just cloud your thoughts. It drains your energy, your appetite, your passion for life. You begin to move through the day like a shadow of yourself. But here's what I need you to understand. Even in the darkest seasons, you still have the ability to choose what you take in. And what you feed your soul can either deepen the pain or slowly lead you out of it. Let me ask you this. What are you consuming? I'm not just talking about food. I'm talking about your mental diet. What are you watching? What are you listening to? Who are you following? Because everything you allow into your mind shapes your state of being. If you're surrounding yourself with negativity, toxicity, hopeless messages, or people who drain your spirit, you're only adding to the weight you're already carrying. But when you begin to feed your soul with what uplifts, inspires, and encourages, you, even in small doses, you create space for healing. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Listen to music that soothes your heart. Read words that spark something in your spirit. Watch videos, hear stories, or read books from people who have made it through the fire, because their stories remind you that you can too. Your soul is starving for light, and light doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's a quote that makes you pause. Sometimes it's a song lyric that makes you cry and feel understood. Sometimes it's 5 minutes of meditation, where for just a moment, the noise inside your mind settles. Your healing won't come from numbing out or running away from the pain. It comes from replacing the empty noise with intentional nourishment. Start each morning with a word of hope, even if you don't fully believe it yet. Affirm, I am still here. I am still fighting. I am not giving up. Sometimes just changing what you feed your soul can change how you see yourself. Start small. 5 minutes of something positive today. 10 tomorrow. Build from there. Also consider your environment. Declutter your space. Light a candle. Open a window. These might seem like small actions, but they signal to your soul that you're creating space for peace, and that shift in environment can impact your mindset more than you know. You may not feel better overnight, but nourishment is a slow and steady process. Just like the body needs food, your soul needs fuel, and every drop of encouragement counts. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Choose what you feed your soul. You've listened to the darkness long enough. Now it's time to feed the light. Move your body, even when your mind tells you not to. Depression makes you feel heavy, like your limbs are full of lead, like just getting out of bed is an impossible task. It whispers that rest is what you need, but not the kind of rest that restores, the kind that keeps you stuck, motionless, frozen in a cycle of sadness and silence. But here's the truth. One of the fastest ways to shift your mental state is to move. Now, I'm not telling you to run a marathon or hit the gym for 2 hours. This isn't about weight loss or physical fitness. This is about energy. This is about signaling to your body, and your mind that you're still alive, that you're not giving in, that you still have power. Start small. Stretch your arms, roll your shoulders, walk around your room. Take a deep breath and stand up. That's movement. That's progress. And when you feel ready, step outside. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Let nature do what it does best. Remind you that life is always moving forward, even when you feel stuck. There's something powerful about walking. It doesn't solve everything, but it creates space. It gives your mind a break from the looping thoughts. It gets the blood flowing. It opens the door to clarity. Depression tells you to stay still, but movement is your quiet rebellion. Even dancing in your living room for 5 minutes. Even cleaning a small part of your space. Even taking deep breaths with your arms reaching to the sky. These are acts of strength. Tiny victories that send a message to your brain. I'm not giving up. Not today. Science backs this up. Movement releases endorphins. It reduces stress hormones. It increases oxygen flow to your brain. But beyond science, it's spiritual. It's symbolic. Movement is life. And when you choose to move, even just a little, you're choosing to live. And please, don't judge yourself based on how much you can or can't do. This isn't about performance. It's about presence. About proving to yourself, step by step, that you still have something inside worth fighting for. Some days movement will be hard, but you're stronger than you think. And every time you rise when your mind tells you to stay down, you're building a quiet, unshakable resilience. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Move. Even if it's slow. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's just a step. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you are not your depression. You are the one who keeps going in spite of it. Start creating something. You might not feel inspired. You might not even feel like you have anything left to give, but I want to remind you of something powerful. Inside of you is a creator, a soul that was made to express, to release, to make something beautiful, even out of pain. When you're depressed, your emotions get trapped. They swirl around your mind with nowhere to go. But creation is a release valve. It's a way of taking what's invisible, your thoughts, your pain, your confusion, and turning it into something tangible, something real. It doesn't matter what you create. Don't focus on perfection. Don't worry about how it looks to others. This is for you. Write in a journal. Pour your truth onto paper, no matter how messy or raw it sounds. Draw something, even if you haven't picked up a pencil in years. Paint with your fingers, take photos, sing to yourself, write a poem, start a scrapbook. Build something small. Why? Because when you create, you reclaim power over your story. You're telling the darkness, you don't get to have the last word. You're taking your pain and turning it into purpose. You're saying, this hurts, but I'm still here, and I still have something to give. And what you create doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. Your art doesn't have to hang in a gallery. Your journal doesn't have to be read by others. It's the act of expression that heals, not the applause. When you create, you connect with a deeper part of yourself, the part that still hopes, the part that still dreams, the part that refuses to be silenced by sadness. And if you're thinking, I'm not creative, let me tell you, everyone is. Creativity isn't just about talent, it's about honesty. It's about expressing what's real for you in this moment through whatever medium you can access. Think about it this way. Even planting something in the ground is creation. Rearranging your room is creation. Cooking a meal from scratch, trying a new recipe, decorating a notebook, these are all creative acts that remind your mind you're alive and your life is still unfolding. Creating brings your mind into the present. It gives you a task, a focus, a reason to say, I showed up today. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Create. Not because you have to be great at it, but because your soul needs a voice. Let your emotions have somewhere to go. Let your hands express what your heart feels, because even in the pain, you are still capable of making something beautiful. Disconnect from the digital noise and reconnect with your inner voice. In today's world, it's almost second nature to reach for your phone the moment you feel uncomfortable, bored, or low. You sakure. Scroll, you click, you consume. But rarely do you feel better afterward. Instead, you feel emptier, more overwhelmed, more disconnected from yourself. Social media, the internet, the endless flood of content, it creates a loud, chaotic world that drowns out the one voice that matters most right now. Yours. When you're battling depression, that inner voice is already fragile, and the digital world often magnifies your worst thoughts. You see highlight reels of other people's lives and think you're falling behind. You compare your struggle to someone else's success. You begin to believe that you're not enough, not worthy, not doing enough. But let me tell you something important. Comparison is a thief. It steals your peace. It steals your clarity. And when you're already in a dark place, it can deepen the shadows. That's why, if you're feeling depressed, one of the most healing things you can do is unplug for a while. Silence the noise so you can hear your own thoughts, not the world's opinions. Turn off the notifications. Log out. Put the phone down. Even if it's just for an hour. Use that time to sit with yourself. To breathe. To write. To pray. To simply be. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel restless. But that discomfort is where healing begins. Because when you stop distracting yourself, you can finally face the thoughts and emotions that have been begging for your attention. And here's what's powerful. When you sit with your thoughts instead of running from them, they begin to lose their grip. You start to realize that not every thought is truth. Not every emotion has to control you. You start to find clarity in the quiet. You might notice your needs more clearly, like your need for rest or connection, or a simple walk outside. You might rediscover something you've neglected. A hobby, a dream, a part of yourself that still believes in better days. The digital world can wait. Your healing cannot. And no, I'm not saying to disappear completely. Technology can be a tool for growth if used wisely. But when you're feeling low, it's easy to let it consume you instead of support you. So give yourself permission to step back, to create a boundary. Replace screen time with soul time. Instead of scrolling, listen to your breath. Instead of comparing, reflect. Instead of being overwhelmed by others' lives, reconnect with yours. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Unplug from the world so you can plug back into yourself. Because in the quiet, you might just hear the gentle voice reminding you, you are still here, and that means your story isn't over. Reach out and ask for support. There's this common misconception that asking for help is a sign of weakness. That somehow if you're struggling, it means you're not strong enough or you should be able to handle things on your own. But let me tell you the truth. Seeking support is an act of strength. It takes courage to admit that you need help, to acknowledge that you're not okay, to open up and share your vulnerability with another person. It's not easy, especially when depression tries to convince you that you're alone or that others wouldn't understand. But the reality is, you are not alone, even though it often feels that way. And there are people who care about you. People who want to support you, who want to listen, who want to help you find your way through the darkness. The first step is recognizing that asking for support doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. We're not meant to go through life completely isolated. We are social beings. We are made for connection. And when you're in pain, that connection becomes a lifeline. But how do you begin? Maybe you've tried to reach out before, and it didn't work out the way you hoped. Maybe you feel like people won't understand or that you'll burden them. Those fears are real, but they don't change the fact that you deserve to be supported. And sometimes the right support might come from an unexpected place. Start by reaching out to someone you trust, even if it's just a small step. It could be a friend, a family member, or a colleague. Share what you're feeling, even if it's just a small part of it at first. Let them know that you're struggling and that you need someone to talk to. If you're unsure who to reach out to, consider seeking professional help. A therapist, counselor, or support group can offer you a safe space to explore your emotions without judgment. These professionals are trained to help people navigate difficult emotions, and they can offer tools and strategies to cope with depression and work through it. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. You don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. There's no rule that says you must face depression in isolation. Seeking support is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of resilience. It's your way of saying, I am worthy of love, I am worthy of help, I am worthy of healing. And sometimes, the simple act of sharing your struggles with someone can make all the difference. It lifts the weight off your shoulders. It reminds you that you are seen, you are heard, and you are not defined by your depression. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Reach out. Whether it's a friend, a therapist, a family member, or a support group, don't be afraid to ask for help. You are not a burden. You are not alone. And you deserve to be supported as you walk through this challenging time. Nourish your body with what it needs. When depression takes hold, it can feel like everything else falls away. The world becomes dull, your energy fades, and even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. But there's something powerful you can do for yourself, something that can help you regain some control. Take care of your body. You might not feel like it. You might not feel hungry, or you might feel too exhausted to even think about eating or moving. But your body is not just a vessel. It's the foundation that supports your mental and emotional health. And when you're feeling down, it's even more important to treat your body with care. Start with your nutrition. I'm not talking about a drastic diet change or a strict regimen. This isn't about perfection. This is about giving your body the energy and nutrients it needs to function and heal. Depression can deplete your energy levels, and your body might need extra fuel to keep going. Focus on foods that support mental clarity and emotional stability. Whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can help boost your mood and keep your mind sharp. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts have been linked to reduced symptoms of depression. Leafy greens, whole grains, and foods rich in vitamin D can also support your mental health. Even if you don't feel like eating, try to start small. A piece of fruit, a handful of nuts, a warm bowl of soup. It's not about eating a full meal. It's about giving your body something to nourish it. Hydration is just as important. Depression often makes us feel sluggish, and dehydration only adds to that feeling. Make sure to drink water throughout the day, even if it's just a sip at a time. Your body needs water to function at its best, and your mind needs that hydration to think clearly. But nutrition is only one piece of the puzzle. Movement is just as important. When you're depressed, your body feels like it's stuck in quicksand. Every movement feels heavy. But gentle exercise can help to break that cycle. You don't have to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. Start with something small, stretching, walking, or even a few minutes of yoga. Movement helps release endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in your brain that help improve mood. It gets the blood flowing and helps restore energy, even when you feel drained. It's also important to give yourself enough rest. Depression can leave you feeling exhausted, both physically and mentally. Sleep is essential for recovery. When you're going through tough times, your body and mind need time to rest and repair. Aim for quality sleep, and if you're having trouble, try relaxing activities like deep breathing or listening to calming music before bed. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Nourish your body with what it needs. Eat the foods that fuel you. Drink the water that hydrates you. Move gently and rest deeply. Your body is the foundation of your healing, and treating it with love and care can help bring you back to yourself. Embrace the power of small victories. When you're in the midst of depression, it can feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Every day may feel like a struggle, and accomplishing even the simplest tasks might seem impossible. It's easy to get caught up in the feeling that nothing is going right, that you're falling further and further behind, and that you're too far gone to ever feel better. But here's something incredibly powerful. Small victories matter. When you're feeling depressed, it can feel like your mind is overwhelmed with negativity, and your energy is completely drained. But by focusing on small wins, things that might seem insignificant to others, you are slowly reclaiming your power. You are taking back control, one step at a time. Start by setting simple, achievable goals. Don't focus on the big picture, right now. Forget about the long to-do lists or the grand expectations that might overwhelm you. Instead, break things down into bite-sized tasks that feel manageable. For example, instead of thinking, I need to clean the entire house, try something smaller. I'll wash the dishes, or I'll tidy up one corner. Rather than thinking, I need to exercise every day, start with, I'll go for a 10-minute walk today. These smaller goals are not just about getting things done, they're about building momentum. Every time you complete a small task, take a moment to celebrate that victory. Even if it's as simple as brushing your teeth or getting out of bed, acknowledge it. Remind yourself that it matters. Each victory, no matter how small, is a testament to your strength. Each one tells your mind, I can do this. I am moving forward. Why are small victories so powerful? Because they create momentum. Depression often makes everything feel heavy and like you're standing still, unable to move. But when you make progress, even in tiny ways, it breaks the feeling of being stuck. It starts to build your confidence. You begin to see that you are capable, even in the hardest moments. This isn't about being perfect. This isn't about achieving everything in one day. It's about showing up for yourself. It's about giving yourself the grace to take things slow, but still moving forward. And the more you honor those small victories, the more you'll start to recognize the strength within you. Over time, those little wins will add up, and they'll create a foundation of self-belief. Slowly but surely, you'll see that the things that once felt impossible, like getting out of bed in the morning, making a meal, or taking a shower, are now accomplishments. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Embrace the power of small victories. Celebrate every single thing you do. Whether it's a big win or a tiny step forward, it matters. You are still fighting. You are still moving. And every victory, no matter how small, is proof that you are stronger than you know. Practice gratitude, even when it's hard. When you're going through depression, it's easy to fall into a trap of focusing only on what's wrong. The weight of negative thoughts can cloud your mind, and everything may seem overwhelming. Your mind might be consumed with feelings of hopelessness, doubt, or frustration, making it hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But here's the thing. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can shift your mindset, even when it feels difficult. It's not about ignoring your struggles or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding small moments of light in the midst of the darkness. Gratitude doesn't always come naturally when you're feeling low. You might think, how can I be grateful when everything feels so heavy? But this is where the magic happens. Gratitude is not about ignoring the bad, but about acknowledging the good, no matter how small. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. It might feel forced at first, but over time it will become a habit that shifts your perspective. Try to keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small. Things like the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, or the simple act of being alive. It doesn't matter how insignificant it might seem. The goal is to focus on the positive, even in the toughest moments. Gratitude has been shown to have powerful effects on mental health. Studies have found that people who regularly practice gratitude experience less anxiety, depression, and stress. Why? Because it rewires your brain to focus on the good. It trains your mind to recognize opportunities for joy and appreciation, even when life feels difficult. It shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right. In times of depression, when everything feels overwhelming, practicing gratitude can be grounding. It can remind you that there are things in your life that are still worth celebrating, even if it's just the fact that you woke up today, or the sound of rain outside your window. These moments matter, but gratitude also helps to foster hope. When you begin to appreciate the small blessings in your life, you're reminding yourself that good things are still possible. It's a gentle reminder that things can improve, that better days are ahead. Even when you're in the darkest place, expressing gratitude is like planting seeds of hope that will grow and blossom with time. It's important to be patient with yourself during this process. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. Gratitude isn't about forcing a smile or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding small pockets of light, even on the darkest days. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Practice gratitude, even when it's hard. Start small. Look for the good, even in the midst of the bad. It might not change everything overnight, but with time, gratitude will change your perspective. It will help you find hope, even in the hardest moments, and remind you that there is always something to be thankful for. Surround yourself with positivity. When you're feeling depressed, the world can often seem like a dark place. Negative thoughts, feelings of loneliness and hopelessness can easily take over, making everything seem much worse than it really is. One of the most important things you can do during these times is to create a positive environment around you, because the people and things you surround yourself with have a profound impact on how you feel. Now, this doesn't mean you need to completely cut out all negativity or put on a fake smile. It's okay to acknowledge your emotions. What I'm suggesting is that you intentionally create an atmosphere that encourages healing, hope, and positivity. Surround yourself with things and people that lift you up rather than drag you down. Start by evaluating your environment. Are there people in your life who constantly bring negativity or stress? Are there situations or places that seem to trigger or worsen your depression? Sometimes we can't completely remove certain people or environments from our lives, but we can make choices that limit their impact. For example, if you have friends or family members who always bring you down, you might need to set boundaries. This doesn't mean you need to cut them out of your life entirely, but you might need to reduce the time you spend with them or change the way you interact. Instead, surround yourself with those who uplift you, people who make you feel supported, valued, and loved. Seek out friends, family, or even mentors who understand your struggles and can offer encouragement. Positive relationships can be incredibly healing. Having someone to talk to, someone who listens without judgment, can create a safe space where you can express yourself and feel understood. Another powerful way to bring positivity into your life is through the media you consume. This might seem small, but it matters more than you think. Whether it's social media, TV shows, books, or music, the content you engage with influences your mood and mindset. If you find that certain social media accounts or TV shows are making you feel worse, cut back on them. Replace them with uplifting, motivating, or calming content. Follow pages or accounts that focus on self-improvement, mental health, or simply positivity. Watch shows or listen to podcasts that inspire you or make you feel good. Also, pay attention to your surroundings. Is your home cluttered or chaotic? A messy space can add to feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. Take a moment to tidy up, organize, and create a calm, peaceful environment. A clean space can help clear your mind and bring a sense of order and control. It's also helpful to engage in activities that bring joy and light into your life. Whether it's a hobby, creative pursuit, or simply spending time in nature, doing things that make you feel good can help shift your focus. Engage with things that make you smile, that spark your curiosity, or that bring you peace. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Surround yourself with positivity. Create an environment that encourages healing, joy, and growth. Surround yourself with supportive people, uplifting content, and peaceful surroundings. It may take time, but slowly, these positive influences will help shift your mindset and help you find your way back to a brighter, more hopeful place. Be kind to yourself. Depression often brings with it a harsh inner critic, a voice that constantly tells you that you're not enough, that you're broken, or that you'll never get better. It can feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, and in these moments the last thing you need is to add self-criticism to the mix. Yet, for many of us, we tend to be our own worst enemy when we're struggling with depression. But here's the truth. You are deserving of kindness, especially from yourself. When you're feeling low, it's important to remember that being kind to yourself is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Too often, we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, expecting perfection or believing that we have to push through the pain without showing ourselves any compassion. We think that self-criticism will drive us to do better, to be better, but in reality, it only exacerbates the pain. If you're struggling, it's okay to admit that you're not okay. It's okay to not have all the answers, and it's okay to need help. The process of healing doesn't happen overnight, and it's unrealistic to expect yourself to bounce back immediately or without difficulty. Be gentle with yourself. Recognize that healing is a journey, not a destination. Start by shifting your self-talk. Instead of saying things like, "I'm worthless" or "I'll never get better," try replacing those thoughts with more compassionate statements. For example, say to yourself, "I'm going through a tough time right now, but I'm doing the best I can." Or, "I may not feel great today, but I am worthy of love and care, even in this moment." This doesn't mean you're denying the reality of your struggles. It just means that you're treating yourself with the same love and care that you would offer to a friend going through a difficult time. You deserve to be treated with patience and understanding. Depression can cloud your perception of yourself, making you feel small and insignificant. But in reality, you are worthy of compassion. Allow yourself the grace to experience your feelings without judgment. Understand that it's okay to take a break, to rest, and to take care of yourself. You don't need to push yourself harder than necessary. Recovery takes time, and you don't have to rush it. Another important aspect of self-kindness is practicing self-care. This might look different for everyone, but the key is to do things that nourish your body and soul. It could be something as simple as taking a warm bath, going for a walk, listening to your favorite music, or practicing deep breathing exercises. When you treat yourself with kindness, you are actively replenishing your energy and promoting healing. Self-care isn't selfish. It's a necessary part of maintaining your well-being. So if you're feeling depressed, do this. Be kind to yourself. You don't have to have everything figured out right now, and you don't have to be perfect. Treat yourself with the same compassion and patience that you would give to a loved one in pain. You are deserving of kindness, and it's in those moments of self-compassion that you'll find the strength to heal and move forward. Take action, no matter how small. When you're in the depths of depression, it's easy to feel paralyzed. It might feel as though every step you take is an enormous effort, and sometimes just getting out of bed or making a cup of tea can feel like an insurmountable challenge. The overwhelming weight of negative emotions can leave you feeling stuck, as if you're sinking deeper and deeper into a hole that you can't escape. But here's the truth. One of the most powerful things you can do when you're feeling depressed is to take action, even if it's just a small step forward. Movement, no matter how tiny, can help break the cycle of despair. You don't need to solve everything all at once. You don't need to be perfect or have it all figured out. What matters is that you start. When we feel depressed, we often wait for motivation to come to us, for a spark of energy to get us moving again. But sometimes, motivation doesn't show up until we take that first step. The act of doing something, no matter how insignificant it may seem, can create momentum that propels you forward. Start with the simplest of tasks. If you can't muster the energy for anything else, try something basic, getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, or opening the blinds to let in some sunlight. These small victories may not feel like much in the grand scheme of things, but each one is a step forward. Each one is evidence that you are still moving, still trying, and still capable of making progress. Action, no matter how small, is a powerful antidote to the feelings of helplessness that come with depression. When you take action, you are taking control of your life, even if just for a moment. You are reminding yourself that you still have the ability to influence your day, your thoughts, and your emotions. Each little action you take sends a message to your brain that says, "I am in control. I am moving forward. I can do this." It's also important to remember that progress doesn't have to look like big, sweeping changes. It doesn't have to be a dramatic transformation or a perfect day. Sometimes it's simply about showing up for yourself. It's about getting through the day, even when you don't feel like it. Celebrate every small step you take because each one is a victory in its own right. Another way to take action is by engaging in activities that bring you a sense of purpose or accomplishment. Whether it's a hobby, exercise, or even a small project, doing something that feels meaningful, no matter how minor, can help lift your spirits and give you a sense of achievement. The key is to do something that feels right for you, something that will remind you that you are still capable of creating positive experiences, even on tough days. So, if you're feeling depressed, do this. Take action, no matter how small. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be grand. Every small step is a victory. Keep moving forward, one step at a time, and remember that you are stronger than you think. The first step is the hardest, but once you take it, you'll realize that you have the power to keep going. Practice gratitude, even in the darkest moments. Depression has a way of clouding our perspective, making it difficult to see anything beyond the pain. It can feel like everything is out of your control, and even the smallest bit of light seems distant and unreachable. During these times, it's easy to focus on everything that is wrong, everything that feels broken, or everything that feels impossible. However, one of the most powerful tools you have for combating depression is the practice of gratitude. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can I be grateful when everything feels like it's falling apart? It might feel impossible to find anything positive when you're struggling, but that's the beauty of gratitude. It doesn't require everything to be perfect. In fact, practicing gratitude in the midst of difficult circumstances can be a profound way to shift your mindset and start reclaiming your sense of peace. Gratitude isn't about ignoring your pain or pretending that things are okay when they're not. It's not about forcing yourself to be happy or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it's about training your mind to notice the small, often overlooked things that can bring a sense of calm or joy, even if just for a moment. When you're feeling depressed, it's easy to focus on the negative. Your mind often gravitates toward everything that's wrong, everything that's out of your control. But gratitude is the antidote to that negativity. It's about consciously shifting your focus to the things that are going right, no matter how small they may seem. Start by listing 3 things you're grateful for each day. It could be something as simple as the warm cup of coffee in your hand, the sound of birds chirping outside, or the comfort of your bed. It might be something bigger, like the love and support of a friend or family member, or the opportunity to take a deep breath and take a moment for yourself. The key is to notice what's working, no matter how small. In the midst of depression, your brain might want to tell you that nothing is good, that nothing matters. But gratitude helps break that cycle. It creates a mental shift, a moment of awareness that there are things, people, and experiences worth appreciating even in tough times. By focusing on what you're grateful for, you begin to retrain your mind to see the positives. Gratitude changes your brain's chemistry, shifting your focus from lack to abundance. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude have lower levels of stress and depression. It helps reduce the feelings of hopelessness and shifts your attention toward what is still good in your life. Start small. Even on the darkest days, there's always something to be thankful for. Maybe it's the ability to feel your heartbeat, the gift of another day, or the simple fact that you're still here, still fighting. Gratitude doesn't eliminate your struggles, but it helps you find the strength to move through them with a sense of perspective and peace. So, if you're feeling depressed, do this. Practice gratitude, even in the darkest moments. Take a moment each day to focus on what's going right in your life. It may not solve everything, but it can shift your perspective, uplift your spirit, and remind you that even in pain, there is something worth appreciating. Reach out for support. One of the most difficult things to do when you're feeling depressed is to ask for help. Depression has a way of making us feel isolated, as though we're burdening others with our pain or that no one could possibly understand what we're going through. But the truth is, you don't have to go through this alone. You don't have to carry the weight of depression by yourself. The idea of reaching out can feel overwhelming, especially if you're in a place where you don't feel like talking to anyone. You might feel like no one will understand, or worse, that you'll be judged or rejected. But when you're in the depths of depression, isolation only amplifies the pain. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts and emotions. By reaching out for support, you begin to break that cycle. The first step in reaching out is acknowledging that you need help. This might be the hardest part, admitting to yourself that you're struggling, but recognizing that it's okay to not be okay is incredibly important. You don't have to have everything figured out, and it's not a sign of weakness to ask for support. In fact, it takes great strength to acknowledge that you need help and to take that first step toward healing. Once you've acknowledged that you need support, consider who you can turn to. This could be a close friend, a family member, a mentor, or a therapist. It doesn't matter who it is. What matters is that you have someone to talk to. Sometimes just talking about your feelings with someone who is compassionate and understanding can make a world of difference. It allows you to feel heard, validated, and less alone in your struggles. If you don't feel comfortable talking to someone in your personal life, there are many other resources available. Hotlines, online communities, or support groups can offer you a safe space to express your feelings and find connection with others who may be going through similar experiences. Sometimes just knowing that others understand can bring a sense of relief. It's also important to remember that support doesn't have to come from just one person. You might reach out to a few different people or resources to get the help you need. Everyone's journey with depression is different, and what works for someone else might not work for you. The key is to keep reaching out until you find the support that resonates with you. If you feel like you're in immediate distress or if the depression feels overwhelming, it's important to seek professional help. There's no shame in seeking therapy or counseling. Mental health professionals are trained to support people through difficult times and can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to cope and heal. Sometimes, the right kind of support is just the catalyst you need to start feeling better. So, if you're feeling depressed, do this. Reach out for support. Whether it's talking to a friend, a family member, or a professional, you don't have to face depression alone. Help is available, and there are people who care about you and want to see you heal. Reaching out may feel difficult, but it is an essential part of the process. You are never as alone as you might feel in those dark moments. Focus on your physical health. It might seem surprising to hear that focusing on your physical health can have a profound impact on your mental health, especially when you're struggling with depression. When depression takes hold, it often makes us neglect our physical well-being. We might not feel like eating, we may skip exercise, or we might stay up late thinking about the things that are bothering us. It becomes a cycle. Depression drains us physically, and neglecting our body only worsens our mental state. However, taking care of your body is one of the most powerful things you can do to support your mental health. When you feel depressed, it's easy to fall into a habit of inactivity. You may not feel like doing anything, even things that you normally enjoy. But moving your body, whether it's going for a walk, stretching, or engaging in some form of exercise, can help to release built-up tension and boost your mood. Physical activity triggers the release of endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals. These endorphins can help reduce feelings of sadness, anxiety, and stress, providing an uplifting effect that can help break the cycle of depression. Exercise doesn't need to be intense or overwhelming. You don't have to run a marathon or complete an hour-long workout. Start small. A 10-minute walk around the block, some light stretching, or dancing to your favorite song for a few minutes can do wonders for your mental health. The key is to get your body moving in any way that feels good to you. The act of moving your body can help reset your mindset, bringing you back into the present moment and shifting your focus away from the negative thoughts that often accompany depression. In addition to exercise, paying attention to your nutrition is equally important. Depression can sometimes affect our appetite, leading us to overeat or undereat. Both extremes can have a negative impact on your mental well-being. It's crucial to focus on nourishing your body with the right foods. Whole foods, such as fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, provide essential nutrients that support your body's overall functioning, including brain health. A balanced diet can help regulate your mood and provide you with the energy you need to tackle the day. Sleep is another critical component of physical health that directly impacts mental health. Depression often disrupts sleep patterns, causing insomnia or oversleeping. However, getting enough quality sleep is vital for emotional resilience. Sleep allows your body and brain to recharge and process emotions, which is essential for healing. Try to establish a regular sleep routine, going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. This can help regulate your sleep cycle and improve the quality of your rest. If you're feeling depressed, do this. Focus on your physical health. Move your body, eat nourishing foods, and get adequate sleep. The mind and body are deeply interconnected, and taking care of your physical health will provide the foundation for emotional healing. By making small changes to support your body, you can also improve your mental well-being. When you feel good physically, it's easier to take care of your emotional health and begin to heal. Be kind to yourself. When you're struggling with depression, it's easy to be your own harshest critic. Depression often distorts your self-image and leads you to believe that you are not worthy of love, kindness, or care. It's as if you become your own worst enemy, beating yourself up for feeling the way you do, and thinking you should be able to snap out of it or just get over it. But the truth is, you can't simply force yourself out of depression, and being hard on yourself only makes it worse. In times of emotional pain, it's essential to practice self-compassion. Being kind to yourself means giving yourself the same empathy and understanding that you would offer a friend in need. It's about recognizing that, like everyone else, you are human, and you deserve patience, care, and kindness, especially during tough times. When depression takes hold, we often feel like we are failing or not measuring up. We may be frustrated with ourselves for not being able to do more, achieve more, or be more. But the truth is that healing from depression is a process, and it's okay to not be okay. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You don't have to be perfect, and it's okay to take things one step at a time. So when you're struggling, start by acknowledging that you're doing the best you can. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling without judgment. It's okay to not have all the answers, or to feel uncertain about the future. What matters is that you're showing up for yourself, even when it feels difficult. One way to practice self-kindness is to speak to yourself with the same gentle words you would use for a loved one. Often, we are incredibly harsh with ourselves. We call ourselves names, tell ourselves we're weak, or that we're failing. But instead of these negative self-talk patterns, try shifting your inner dialogue to be more compassionate. Tell yourself that it's okay to feel the way you do, and remind yourself that you are worthy of love and care, even when you're struggling. Another way to show kindness to yourself is by taking small, intentional actions that nourish your soul. This could be something as simple as taking a hot bath, reading a comforting book, or watching a favorite movie. It could mean taking a break and allowing yourself to rest, or saying no to commitments that feel overwhelming. You deserve the space to heal and recharge, and that's a form of self-kindness. It's also important to forgive yourself. If you're carrying guilt or shame because you're struggling, let go of that weight. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing any mistakes or shortcomings. It means releasing the grip that guilt has on you. It means accepting that you're doing the best you can, and that's enough. If you're feeling depressed, do this. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the compassion, care, and understanding that you deserve. You don't have to have everything figured out, and it's okay to take time to heal. Remember, you are worthy of love and kindness, especially from yourself. Healing starts with the way you treat yourself, so start treating yourself with the same love and respect that you would offer someone you care deeply about. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with something that can truly change the way you approach the challenges that come with depression. Throughout this video, we've talked about several things you can do, small steps, powerful actions, that can help you begin the process of healing. From changing your thoughts to taking care of your body and embracing self-compassion, each step is a piece of the puzzle in your journey toward emotional well-being. But here's the thing. None of these steps are meant to be quick fixes. Healing from depression doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It's about committing to making positive choices each day, even when it feels like the world is against you. It's about showing up for yourself, even on the hardest days. You see, depression doesn't define you. It's a moment in time, not a permanent state. The feelings you experience are real, but they are not the full story of who you are. You are so much more than what you're feeling right now. You have strength inside of you, even if it's hard to see. You have the ability to rise above these feelings, step by step, and reclaim your joy, your peace, and your life. As you move forward, remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take it one day at a time. Sometimes healing requires you to lean on others, to seek professional guidance, or to open up to a friend. You don't have to do this alone. You are never alone in this. Fight, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up for having tough days. Don't judge yourself for needing time to heal. You are human, and you deserve love, patience, and understanding, especially from yourself. Take it slow, trust the process, and believe that things will get better, even if you can't see it right now. The next time you feel overwhelmed or weighed down by depression, remember the power you have within you. Remember the steps you can take to shift your mindset, to reclaim your physical and emotional health, and to embrace self-compassion. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself that you are worth the fight, and every small action you take adds up to big change. If you're feeling depressed, remember this: you are not defined by your struggles. You are defined by the courage you show every day to keep moving forward, even when it's hard. So take a deep breath. Give yourself grace. You've already taken a huge step just by being here, by acknowledging what you're going through, and by seeking a way forward. I want to leave you with this final thought. You are stronger than you think. You are capable of more than you realize. And no matter what you're facing right now, this moment is not your forever. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. The best is yet to come. Thank you for allowing me to share this moment with you. Take care of yourself, take action, and take back your life, one step at a time. You've got this.